Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Rosmawati, and today our group will present about the misrepresentations. All right. Right. Let me start with the introduction. Okay, what is a misrepresentation? Misrepresentation is a term used to describe the act of providing false or misleading information to deceive someone. It is a concept that spans across various fields and contexts, including in business, law, and also communication. The act of misrepresentations involves making false statements, withholding important facts, or distorting information in order to manipulate or influence others' decisions or their action. Misrepresentation also play a significant role in the legal system. For example, if a person providing false testimony or presenting misleading evidence in court proceeding, this can be considered as a perjury or a form of misrepresentation. And alright, that's all for me. Thank you, and I will pass to the next person.
Hello madam, my name is Muhammad Fahim. So I will be explaining about the content on our topic, which is misrepresentation. So the first one is innocent misrepresentation. The first point is innocent misrepresentation occurs when a false statement is made by one party without any intention to deceive the other party. The false statement may be made honestly and in good faith, but it turns out to be incorrect. For example, if a seller mistakenly represents the age of a product thinking it is accurate, but later discovers it was wrong, it would be considered innocent misrepresentation. So in such cases, the innocent party may have the right to rescind the contract, treating it as if it never existed. So the last point, which is they can seek to undo the contract and claim restitution for any losses suffered due to the misrepresentation. So that's all for me. I will pass it to my next group members.
Hi, I am Adam Daniel. So now I would like to present the fraudulent misrepresentation. So basically, fraudulent misrepresentation occurs when a false statement is made with the intention to deceive or with reckless disregard for the truth. So, for instance, if a seller knowingly misrepresents the condition of a product to induce a buyer into purchasing it, it will be considered as fraudulent misrepresentation. The innocent party has the right to rescind the contract, claim damage, and may even seek punitive or exemplary damage to punish the party responsible for the misrepresentation according to law. So that's all for the fraudulent misrepresentation. So let's go to the next point.
Hello, madam. My name is Jeremy. So we have covered two types of misrepresentation inside of contract, which is innocent misrepresentation, fraudulent misrepresentation, and Now I'm gonna cover about the negligent misrepresentation. So, negligent misrepresentation occurs when a false statement is made by one party due to negligence or carelessness without the intention to deceive. So, for example, here, as you can see, if a service provider makes an incorrect statement about their qualifications due to a lack of proper verification, it would be considered negligent misrepresentation. I have one more example which we can help to understand about the negligent misrepresentation. And the example is about a real estate agent attempting to sell a home, and he said to the buyer that the home surrounded by peace and quiet. But actually, the agents claim the house in question to be in a peaceful environment. But however, there's a construction next door causing a lot of noise. And with that, the agent made claim without any reason to believe that the atmosphere surrounding the house was not going to be peaceful, because the agent doesn't have any intention to deceive, but it's about the external factor. Okay, that's all from me.
Hi, my name is Elisha Cassandra. So for this topic, I will be presenting about the case law. And the first case law that I chose is the Metal Box Malaysia Berhad against FAW Industri Sendirian Berhad. So this case was a notable case in Malaysia that dealt with misrepresentation in a contract for the supply of goods. So Metal Box entered into a contract with FAW Industry for the supply of tin plate cans. So during the negotiation between these two, FAW Industry made a representation regarding its financial position, assuring that Metal Box of its solvency. However, after entering into the contract, they found out that FAW Industry went into liquidation, indicating that its financial situation was not as what they represent from the beginning. So Metal Box was being misled by them, and they want to cancel the contract and claim for damages for the loss suffered as a result. So the court examined the evidence and found that FAW Industry had made a negligent misrepresentation concerning its financial position. It was also determined that FAW Industry should have known or had reasonable grounds to believe that its representation was false or misleading. So the court held that FAW Industry was liable for the misrepresentation, and as a result, the court allowed Metal Box to cancel the contract effectively, and Metal Box was also awarded damages to compensate for the losses incurred due to the misrepresentation made by FAW Industry. So in this case, it established an important precedent in Malaysia contract law regarding misrepresentation. It highlighted the legal consequences faced by parties that make false or misleading representation and the rights of the injured party to seek remedies such as compensation or damages, compensation of the damages. And this case also reinforced the importance of accurate and truthful representation in contractual agreements and the duty of the party to exercise reasonable care in their representation. So the next case is the case of Jacob Matthew against Chong Fook Kam and another. So this case also dealt with misrepresentation in contract, but in the sale of land. So the plaintiff, Jacob Matthew, entered into negotiation with the defendants, Chong Fook Kam and others, to purchase a piece of land. So during the negotiation, the defendant made several representations about the land's suitability for development, its zoning status, and the availability of necessary permits. So, of course, Jacob was interested and entered into the contract and completing the purchase. However, he discovered that the representation made by the defendant were false. The land that they were trying to sell was not suitable for development, and its zoning status was different from what that they represent, and the necessary permits were not available. As a result, Jacob Matthew wanted to cancel the contract and claim damages for the misrepresentation. So the court examined the evidence and found that the defendant had indeed made false representation with the intention to induce Jacob Matthew into the contract. The court also held that the misrepresentation constituted fraudulent misrepresentation, which is a serious offense in contract law. So based on this finding, the court allowed Jacob Matthew to cancel the contract, effectively setting it aside, and awarded him damages to compensate for the losses incurred due to misrepresentation. So this case also served as an important precedent in Malaysia contract law and emphasized the significance of accurate and honest representation in contractual agreements. It also highlighted the legal consequences faced by parties who make false representation and underscores the rights of the injured party to seek remedies such as rescission of the contract and damages. So both of the case that I have talked about demonstrate the importance of accurate and honest representation in contractual agreement. They highlight the legal consequences that may arise when misrepresentation are made and the remedies available to the injured party. So that's all from me. I will
As a
pass it to
conclusion
the
for our
next person.
presentation, misrepresentation is an important concept in contract law that involves one party presenting false or misleading information to another during the negotiation or formation of a contract. Misrepresentation can take many forms, including innocent, negligent, or fraudulent misrepresentation, and it has the potential to void a contract or give rise to a damages claim. To avoid potential misrepresentation issues, contract parties should exercise due diligence, conduct thorough investigations, and seek legal advice to ensure that the information provided is accurate and reliable.